guys, it's Leah B from Prestige Veteran Medical Consulting. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, physician assistant, and former compensation and pension examiner. So today I want to come on and discuss a different entitlement, sort of not in line with what we always talk about. Usually we talk about specific VA disability cases, but I want to talk about clothing allowance. So we've done a series of videos recently where we kind of go off topic and talk about things like dental benefits, vision benefits, and people have really responded and found that to be helpful. So I wanted to come on today and discuss the VA clothing allowance because many veterans are already receiving this or know about it, but there are a lot of folks out there that really don't know a lot about it or have never even heard of it. So I wanted to shine some light on this so that you guys can get some information and sort of know where to find additional information. So a lot of this is not going to be stuff that some of you don't already know. And I'd like to really just jump over straight to the horse's mouth like I like to do and go to va.gov, because va.gov has a lot of really great help documents that just basically outline what the details of the program are, who the points of contact are, what the forms are that you need. And it's super helpful. Okay. So this may not be information that a lot of you don't already know, but just a lot of you guys don't know where to find it. Okay, so let me pull up, I'm going to present the va.gov help document about this. Hang on one second. All right, so, okay, this is at va.gov/disability/eligibility/special-claims/clothing allowance. Okay, you can just Google VA clothing allowance and it'll take you over to va.gov so you can review this yourself. So essentially, if your clothing gets damaged by an orthopedic, some type of clothing device you wear over your clothing, a brace, something of that nature, or potentially a topical medication, which we're going to get into, you may be entitled to a clothing allowance. Now, not everybody is going to get entitled to that clothing allowance. It really just depends on the specifics of your situation, your disability, the type of medication, brace, etc. So as you can see here, it talks about if your clothing has been damaged by your prosthetic or orthopedic device, such as a wheelchair, or by the medicine you're taking for your skin condition, you can get money each year. Sometimes it's just 1 year, but sometimes it can be a reoccurring amount that you can get. This is called the annual clothing allowance. So are you eligible? So you may be eligible for a clothing allowance if you meet the requirements listed here. So your prosthetic or orthopedic device damages your clothes, or your skin medicine causes damage to your outer clothing, like your pants or your shirts, that cannot be repaired. And this also must be true that you need this device or skin medicine because of an injury or illness that is related to your military service. So, you know, you might have psoriatic arthritis, or you might have psoriasis, and you might have to wear topical creams all over your body. You might, again, have a knee brace or some other kind of orthopedic device. So what kind of clothing allowance can I get? You may be able to get an annual payment if you meet at least one of the requirements listed here. So again, you have the same thing we just talked about. It affects your device or skin medicine affects more than one type of clothing. You have more than one prosthetic or orthopedic device, or you have more than one skin medicine. Okay, we're going to go over those current rates here shortly as well. So to get the annual payment, or if you want to apply, it states here that you'll need to qualify by August 1st of that year. They collect applications throughout the year and hold them until the August 1st closing date. And then if they determine you no longer meet eligibility requirements for an annual clothing allowance, they might stop or decrease that payment. So you used to have to apply every year. And it tells you here that if you received a clothing allowance in 2022 or 2023, you no longer need to submit that every year to continue to get it. But if you receive additional clothing allowance, you need to submit that application. So how do you get the clothing allowance? Here's the form. It's going to take you to this form, and you can, if you're pretty savvy, the instructions are on here on how to file that, or you can go to your local VSO, your local county VSO. That's a free resource that veterans have that can help them file that as well. Talks about that you must have a service-connected disability to get a clothing allowance. If you haven't filed a claim for disability, it directs you on how to do that. You can bring that application, mail it to the prosthetic representative at your local VA medical center, or you can apply by mail or fax. And then it has the 1-800 number. Okay, so let's see what those rates are right now. Okay, so the current rates, so we're not talking about automobile allowances. So as of December 1st, 2023, if a skin medicine, prosthetic, or orthopedic device related to your service-connected disability damages your clothes, they might pay you just under $1,000, so $999.51 to replace the damaged clothes. And this may be a one-time payment, or we may pay this amount once a year. Again, it talks about that submission process. So let's go back to that previous page. And again, you can see, here's this form. You can download it here. See if I can pull it up for you guys to see. Hang on one second. I got to stop this screen share and let me pop back onto the actual form. Okay, here's this form, application for annual clothing allowance. It talks about those entitlements and eligibilities as we discussed. Who's eligible for more than one clothing allowance. It talks about veterans who wear or use more than one qualifying prescribed prosthetic or orthopedic appliance or prescription med may, for more than one service-connected disability or skin condition, may be eligible for more than one clothing allowance. Okay, so where to file that claim, instructions, here's all the information. Again, you guys can check this out. There's some instructions on here. If you need assistance with filing this, I would recommend that you get with your local VSO, Veteran Service Officer, and you can find a list of those guys on va.gov as well. Or you can just kind of research Veteran Service Officer, whatever county you live in. So I hope this was helpful. Please drop some comments. Now, remember, not all issues are going to be, if you wear a knee sleeve, I've never seen somebody get, I've seen a lot of people say that they get denied just for having a knee sleeve or for foot inserts for their shoes. So not every single appliance is going to count. VA has a list of very common ones that they approve, but that's something that you could discuss with that prosthetic department. You could always call that prosthetic department. You could ask them, hey, is this a type of device or skin product? Do you have the list that you could share with me that I can, so you could understand if your device is on there. But always reach out to that prosthetic department or a VSO if you have questions related to this. So thank you guys very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, drop some comments if you have any questions or feedback on your experience with the VA's Clothing Allowance program. And as always, thank you for watching. All right, see ya.